Hello, my friends, and welcome to my house. I figure let's, get the whole renovation series started by taking a little tour of what we have and where we're going, basically. So, for starters, this is my current office, where all the magic stuff happens, It's rather basic, but, it does the work. These are just stage curtains, so they take out a lot of, they take out a lot of the reverb of the me speaking while I'm using the microphone and all that stuff. So for the stream and all that kind of stuff. That's my tablet, which is huge. Magic box, and yeah, just my stuff. That's kind of about everything that's in here. In terms of room renovation necessariness, this room is gonna get ripped apart very soon, because there's mice in that wall, or well, they come through that wall at some point, and yeah, I gotta open up the wall and just fix that. And also, all the rest of the walls are garbage, and the floor is okay, but I'm gonna replace it anyway, because I'm gonna replace all of the flooring in the entire bottom stairs, bottom floor. Anyway, ceiling also gets replaced eventually, while I'm obviously ripping the room apart. But yeah, for now, this is my office. If we walk out here, I really wish I had a wider zoom on this camera. My magical entertainment system, currently. There's a lot of stuff just sitting around. Like, I have boxes under there, and I have stuff all over the floor, because I don't have room for everything, but we'll get around to it soon enough. The living room has kind of the same deal as the office. All the walls are gonna get ripped down, not because there are mice in them, even though this wall is the same wall, but because of this. And this is impossible to keep clean, and it's, to put it this way, the previous owners, instead of trying to clean these walls, just painted them whenever they needed cleaning. And I think it's better to just rip them down and replace them. Plus, if we look over at things like this, all of the electrical in the entire house needs to be redone. So I figure, I may as well rip the walls down and do some in-wall electrical stuff and get everything nice and decent looking. Because also, this fucking ceiling is ass. It is terrible. It's from that thing. I don't use that, but my sister, who lived here, did. I would show you the back of that wall, but just rest assured it all needs fixing. The floor as well. You'll notice there's a a seam of staples and whatever. Yeah. The floor itself is fine. It's actually completely fine. I can simply just leave the floor as it is, get rid of that thing, and then put new flooring on top. That is an option for this particular task. The only thing is that thing right there. Is rather narrow, but I can always make a bigger one if I feel like I need a separation. The one thing that is a little bothersome is that the level between these two rooms is different. And so, you know, I may have to consider fixing that. Looking out this way, we have our kitchen and our fake flowers. Plants, tree, fake tree, anyway. The floor is mostly fine here. It has the same seam going through it. But again, that's just a thing that I can remove and then put a floor on top. This, like, to go through this room real quick. This room is getting a complete rework. I am removing everything. I'm removing the walls. I am repurposing the ceiling and probably putting some new ceiling panels just kind of on top, or well, underneath. But anyway, I am intending to build an entire new countertop here and a counter here. The door is going to be moved so that it's more like here, and that way I can fit a counter all the way to the wall instead of where it is, which is, you know, accommodating a door. I've actually already ordered all of the appliances that I need for this, so a little bit of a time crunch to get this kind of started, but at the same time, like, none of the stuff that I've ordered is going to go anywhere after I receive it. It can just be placed in the hallway outside temporarily, or I can throw out the fucking table that's full of crap and whatever. When I say everything, I mean everything, including the piping. Speaking of piping, the water line, one line comes up there, and the rest of them go underneath the floor in the cellar, which I'm not going to go down there because it's dark and you wouldn't be able to see anything anyway. But I'm planning to have the main line come up here, inside the wall, and then bring the rest of them to the bathroom on the other side of that wall, through the wall itself, instead of outside. That way it won't freeze as much. Well, I mean, it hasn't frozen that much anyway, but it's a potential thing. I temporarily shoved up some ventilation just to, you know, keep the grease from getting everywhere, because I'll tell you, this wall is slick, and that's not from me cooking. That is from the previous tenants. I think this window is the only one that's old out of the 4 windows here, minus the office one, which is going to get replaced anyway. But at the same time, this window is fine. Like, it's not leaking or anything, so it's mostly good. Yeah, so, you know, this whole area, the tall cupboard gets replaced by a double-sided fridge instead. And then I'm putting a counter from there to about there, and then a tall cupboard here with the stove, and then a cooktop here, and then, you know, sink stays here, but we make a complete full-size countertop the entire way. Get rid of these things, which that thing might be worth something. We'll see if I end up selling that, because that's an antique. Anyway, so here is where I fixed the door temporarily, because the previous door handles, basically you took the handle all the way down and the lever went that far in. So that was great. So, you know, if you closed the door all the way, you wouldn't get it up again unless you kicked it down, which I did at least once. Hallway. There's I believe they were planning to make stairs down into the cellar from here. I might end up doing that, but first thing first is this floor isn't exactly what you'd call straight. These walls are dingy and trash. Yeah. This is obviously the door to the bathroom. I'm actually moving that as soon as we finish a project outside, which I'll show you in a moment. I'm actually moving that from here to the exact opposite wall, which is in the office. And by moving that, I free up some space here to replace these fucking things, which is about half a degree away from being a ladder. Like, it is steep and terrible. So I'm going to replace these. I'm going to close up that properly. So I'm going to replace these stairs, and I'm going to have them come all the way to the corner here and then out this way. We'll get back to that. Oh yeah, also all the electrical stuff I've ordered. This is a disaster area, but that's because I've got a lot of material in here. I made some calculations for how many drywall sheets I would need to cover the entire house. It's 130, which is about $2,500 worth of drywall. But we'll deal with that when we get to it. In the meantime, I have enough to do the office, at least, assuming I don't need the full 10 because one of them broke. But I do have some spares as well, so, you know, we can probably make some pieces out of it. This is an addition that was made by my sister and her boyfriend. So it's just kind of, basically it's on stilts. And so is the other part that we are currently working on. Oops. I have a sword and a BB gun. The BB gun doesn't work and the sword is not sharp. Just stuff they left behind. So let's take a look at the bathroom. Yeah, this right here, the shadow you see right here, that's actually an edge, because this part of the floor is taller than this part of the floor. I'll be fixing that, that's fine. And again, I'm gonna move the door over. This bathroom is barely even worth talking about because, I mean, I've got planks on the floor in order to make it so that I can go to the bathroom without going through the floor. So, you know, it's pretty bad. It's moldy, rotten, and garbage. And I will be ripping all of it down as soon as we finish a project that we are working on. It's all terrible. Anyway, yeah, so the new door is going to be right there. And I'm probably going to put in a sliding door, because I have a thing for sliding doors instead of foldy doors, whatever the fuck you call them. But anyway, so that's the bathroom. Close the door to make sure the heat stays in. And let's go upstairs. Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing. This here, storage room, ceiling is just cheap stuff that can be easily replaced. Got a couple of windows that used to be windows and that aren't anymore. Mostly fine. We are renovating that side of the house anyway, so it's gonna get closed up from the outside. And at some point I might take the time to rework the actual interior as well. In the meantime, it's just kind of storage. In there is more storage. That's full of my sister's stuff, so yeah, can't really use that myself. Have a nice balcony. We'll take a little trip outside. See, this is brilliant, isn't it? I can say at least the view is impeccable. So here's what we're currently working on. Well, I say we, it's mostly my brother-in-law. That's where the new bathroom's gonna go. So we have ourselves a nice little expansion going on. Oh, delightful. Oh, that's where the fuses are. Obviously, as you can tell, the wall on this side needs a complete renovation. That window needs to be closed off. This window needs to be closed off. And a lot of yeah, anyway. But again, the view is impeccable. And we are actually putting a balcony on top of this after we get all the, you know, ceiling and stuff done. Roof, that is. The roof ceiling. Sealing the roof. Anyway. This part's not finished. For some reason, he just never did. Which is why we have one of these. I'll get around to it. In here we have our bedrooms, and yeah, if you're tall, this ain't your house. I'll be fixing that eventually. Again, there's a lot of unfinished surfaces. I don't even know why this little wall snippet is here, but it is. I think it kind of connects with the yeah, that wall. But why? I do not know. Anyway, I can build myself like a nice wardrobe here or something. It'd be a decent place for like clothing storage. If I seal it up and make sure that no animals can get into it. Because right now, there's a lid to the attic right there, yeah. And there are definitely some animals in the attic. And some of the walls. I'm dealing with it. I mean, I will be dealing with it. Electrical box is going to get replaced for feckin sure. I may very well do that within like the next week. I just need to clarify some things with an electrical company because I have a license to work as an electrician, so I can actually do this myself, but I need someone to approve of the project. Let's just put it that way. Here is a bedroom. It is not my current bedroom because I don't really like the flooring here. It's very slanted, and you can actually feel the slant of the floor as you walk across it. Like, you can feel that you're changing elevation. There's some stuff all over, again, because I don't really... Okay, I'm using an excuse, but I do have limited space on account of my sister having a lot of her stuff here. But also, I'm just not organizing this yet. I'll get around to it. Also, in terms of renovations, well, again, everything. It's not going to be my main focus, this part of the house, but like you can see, focus, you can see the way the ceiling bends. And it's kind of ridiculous. So I've got some fixing to do. Like this looks optimal. Look at this. There's that side. And there's that side. Anyway, it's fine. It's not a priority, this part of the house. Neither is this, which is a small side room that could also be a bedroom. Or a storage room, or whatever. It's actually not bad. I mean, the floor is manky as fuck, but in terms of like room surface quality, it's probably the nicest room in the house, aside from the floor. But yeah, there's this thing, which is still here. And my sister is going to have to pick that up eventually. So, you know, either a bedroom or a sex dungeon, who knows? I mean, yeah, whatever. Here's where I have my actual bedroom, which is very basic at the moment. Just a TV and a bed and a window. That's all I care about. Surfaces are shit. I'll work on that. There's a mouse or whatever that loves to hang out right around here and play around upstairs, up in the attic. I haven't heard from them in a couple of days. I'm wondering if they left, but we'll see. They probably didn't leave, but anyway. So yeah, that's the house, and a lot of closed up windows. Like, this used to be a window, not a window anymore. I'm currently standing on quite a drop down and I'm still hitting my head. I will be expanding this. It's very basic thin walls. so that I can fix. There's a window there that's been closed up. There's a window back there that's been closed up. There's a window here that's been closed up. And these are all gonna stay closed up too. We're just gonna close them up properly eventually. And then, you know, as mentioned, the bathroom is going to be extended that way. And so this window gets ripped out and replaced with a thinner, taller window right here. Guess we can go outside and have a look. Just fuck it, why not? Put your shoes on and go outside. Also, I sweeped up so much fucking mouse crap from this room. Now, they have supposedly closed up the gaps that they were using to get in, which is fine. I'll take the time to properly secure the house instead of, you know, relying on stopgap measures. Like putting some aluminium panels up along the walls, the foundation, to make sure they can't climb. Get rid of all the plants and stuff that is up against it. Stuff like that. There's a lot of trash laying around here. Ignore that. So here's the expansion. And again, I would show you the cellar, but I don't have a light with me right now, so fuck it. I'm gonna be seeing the wall here. Obviously comes out to here. That window gets sealed up. The new window goes here, and then yeah, we'll have a wall like right here and out. So that I can, like, the bathroom's gonna be the same width, roughly, which is kind of narrow, but 1.6 meters is fine. I could, of course, have the wall be a little further in so that I can put the, I might do that. So I can put the cupboards and sink and all that kind of stuff inside of an alcove. Because I will have this entire area to work with. Basically just figure out whatever the hell I want with it. And then there's this part. I want to expand the rest of the first floor in the same way that this is being expanded. And I will get that done at some point. Hopefully soon. I mean, I kind of have to... I have to at least do some of the renovations in the office anyway, but I can wait on the wall that's further this way until we have this expanded. And, yeah, I mean, we can look around the rest of the house, I suppose. Ignore the garbage. Again, there's... The property is a mess. There's no denying that. But we'll get around to it. My first priority is the house itself. I bought some of these fucking anti-mouse bushy thingies. I just haven't actually fully attached it yet because I don't have any clamps. I think I found my stapler though, so I might work on that. I mean, like, industrial stapler. In terms of the rest of the house though, there's my spooky boy. Yeah. This side is not finished, as you can tell right there. and I'm probably gonna have to rip down the bottom half of the paneling and redo it. Not just because it's uneven, but because it's unfinished. Like there's supposed to be an aluminium rim going across here on the back of the top panels to make the rain come over so that it doesn't drip inside of the panels. And then, you know, I'll show you on the other side. So the other side is like sort of mostly finished, but not quite. So here you can see the idea here. There's a little aluminium ridge running underneath this panel, which I hope is attached correctly. I would assume is attached correctly. But again, the wall isn't finished quite. The corners aren't quite done. And it's kind of weird, but you know, I'll figure it out. Same thing over here. It's kind of a lot of gaps. And this isn't a new project. Like, it's been like this for a while. The paint is faded. So I'm gonna have to paint it at some point too. Probably think of a better color to go with as well when we get to that. But yeah, first priority, fix the actual gaps, which are unfinished. And then this side, that lamp is gonna come down, don't worry. Whether it comes down manually or it falls down on its own, it's gonna come down. Or we'll remove it soon. It's not in use. But yeah, like this side of the house is fine. For the most part. You have the paneling there. And the thing, and they line up nicely, so you know, that's a nice benefit. Some wiring and stuff. That's actually my fiber line coming in from there. As for the property itself, well, let's take a little look around the place. My sister had a lot of dogs, so everything is fenced up, but that's okay. So my property runs from about, let me see if I can get a decent light set up here. Anyway, if you can see that tree right there, yeah. So my property runs from about that tree right there, the bush, the small, thin one, to somewhere slightly beyond this, somewhere around the wheels back here. Yeah, somewhere in there. There's a toilet. Don't ask me why. There's a lot of stuff in here. So to there, and then down a ways, and then about to where the gravel ends here, which we can go have a look at. That's not mine, by the way. This is mine though. So yeah, the property runs to about there-ish, and then all the way around to over there, just past the shed, down to like about here-ish. It's a pretty decent property, you know. The only thing that's missing is well, a functional bathroom and no mice in the walls, and then it's good. So yeah, anyway, This turned into a very long video, so I apologize about that. But yeah, like I said, you can't complain about the view at least. So, it's nice. I'll make it work. I'll make it something nice. And we'll try to record as much of the process as I can. I'm really not used to these kind of things. But we'll learn. Anyway, bye. At the very least, you can't complain about the view. I gotta cut down some trees though. Eventually.